4 years later, and she's actually doing very well, but she's not made it into music. Lydia, I wrote Converts to MP3, Lydia was probably the saddest kid in the class who'd had the most difficulties. And as you can see, is a kind of tangential friend of Abby's, but isn't really very well connected at all, so she does what Abby does. And so the point is, in a way, her use is defined by her desire to kind of connect with what someone else in the class, because she's about to drop off the map, and at various points in the year did. Alice, in the clique, just watches on YouTube. Okay, so she's the kid that we worry about. She's sort of passive. She just watches. Why doesn't she upload? Why doesn't she create? Alice turned out to be the most socially engaged, creative, kind of aspirational kid in a way in the class. She was heavily involved in a whole lot of offline cultural activities and social capital kinds of activities. And so YouTube was just, excuse me, sometimes I need to relax. I don't have to make that always the way, unlike some of the others. Max just listened to music. Jamie liked to watch it to learn new tricks. Okay, I'm not going to tell you about all of them. I'm not going to Adam liked watching GoPro, and actually he also loved going to YouTube for walking through the difficult moments in his gaming, because he was the serious gamer. And a lot of the popularity around the boys was offline football, online FIFA games, and online all kinds of games which they played together when they went home from school and they'd be connected. And YouTube was the way of problem solving, and Adam was the one who thought that he could actually become a serious professional gamer. And again, that was a kind of an interesting move for, as I said, these were largely the middle class kids. This is not what his middle class parents hoped for, and his father was particularly judgmental about the representation of the world in the online games, and they had that classic thing where the father said, "Oh my God, it's all violence," and the kid said, "No, no, this is problem solving and collaboration." And there they were, playing out an argument that we know well, but with a lot of intensity. Shane liked to go on and watch Batman stuff on YouTube. Seb said, first of all, it's just distracting, but then we got a lot of stuff from Seb later about watching kind of dodgy, semi-pornographic, semi-humorous kind of stuff, which I have to say Julian got from him in the right mood. He didn't tell me about. But was just was interesting because, again, kind of there he is, a middle class boy doing rather well. He turned out to have a highly pressurizing mother, a kind of classic case of concerted cultivation, if you will. And the future weighed heavily on him, and what we saw in a number of the kids aged 13 is that the future, that sense of the future weighs quite heavily on them. That what are you going to be when you grow up question that adults are always asking children. Children just squirm away from and hate. So he goes on to be distracted. Yeah, sure. Don was interesting, so I don't ever watch YouTube, boring, not interested. He was the kind of A-grade student from the house that was worth some millions, in the very centre of the network, with the girlfriend before anyone else got a girlfriend. YouTube, forget it. So, his story is not your story. Sedat and Fessy, I'll take them together. So Sedat and Fessy were both rather not at all well off boys from ethnic minority homes with very little cultural. Fessy with very little. Neither of them with very good representations in the school, and not seen by the teachers as kids who were really going to go anywhere. Both of whom had music very strongly in their the different cultures that they came from, and both of them learning music Sidat taught, but also going on YouTube, Professor doing it completely just from YouTube. And they were both skilled. I have no idea how talented a 13-year-old is going to be and where they go. But they were interesting kind of cases because they were, in a sense, what we kind of hoped for. You know, the school doesn't really support them. The family tries but doesn't exactly necessarily know how. And the digital world seems to offer them a chance to learn something. And the YouTube tutorials for music, they just, both of them spent hours and hours with. Hakim watched football. Now I've lost where I am. Mark, yeah, Mark had no interest. Yes, Mark was a good boy, had no interest in it. Joel, very hopeful, though had a rather kind of troubled life in ways like Gideon liked to watch a lot of dodgy stuff. Yeah, so Gideon in the centre, as I said. He watched a lot of interesting, edgy stuff. And yet Gideon's story, because he'd had a rather kind of difficult background and he had created himself as the centre of the class. And he had created himself as kind of managing to get on and be seen as successful. He had twice as many Facebook friends as anybody else. He was fantastic. When we asked Gideon to draw ego network later of who are the important people for you in your life, he drew a little tight circle with his mother and his sister and his aunt and a couple of friends. And you saw this is the show. This is watching the edgy, extreme, dodgy stuff on YouTube to be able to go and kind of play it as a currency to maintain his position. Not necessarily. Okay. I don't know if I should, I'm going to draw to a close very soon. But these are the kids who actually uploaded anything, who made anything and uploaded, because you'll notice that even though all the diversity of what I've said, and the kind of sense of how, from knowing them better, one could see something about why they used YouTube in the different ways that they did, it was rather few who uploaded and created anything. And they're scattered. I can't say especially it's because they're middle class or working class or girls or boys or poor or rich or whatever. But each had a story and it wasn't very sustained. Megan said, quote, "I'm obsessed with searching YouTube. I go to YouTube meetups. I've been places just to see people. Yeah, I'm obsessed with the whole thing." She used to make videos. She stopped. Nick teamed up with a boy he played Xbox with. Nick did the gameplay, and his friend who knew how to edit made the tutorial, and they uploaded. And it was a kind of collaboration they found very successful. Abby and Salma used to have the Abby and Salma show and made a number of things until, quote, "our history teacher showed everyone." And that was mortifying and embarrassing, and they started crying in class and stopped. Sergey made finger skateboard videos, one of those very peculiar genres that he was doing rather well at. Then he started doing skateboarding in the street and